Coming back to the sort of genesis of CalvinBall Technologies and KJ, I mean, was there like a single moment where you said, okay, we need to build that solution straight away? Or was it when you were still at Google? Or did you have maybe to meet like some people, like discuss some sort of concepts and then come up with the actual concept you have today and the product you have today? I mean, was there like a specific moment, a
Yeah, I,
eureka moment?
I don't know if there's a single eureka moment, but I think a combination of maybe at least a couple that I can mention. One was when I myself was the ICP. In this case, I was a brand manager at Unilever. So I remember not only that, but at Google, I was still working with CPG companies and consumer brands as clients. So sort of I've been in touch with what's the pain point on their end. My pain specifically was as a brand manager was that the amount of time that was wasted in just getting all of the data together at one place in itself was a big pain point for me. The fact that it took, if I were to split my time into gathering evidence, identifying problem, and taking action, if I were to split that taking action was like 10%. And I kept I would have loved to go back in time and move that 10% to 90%, where gathering the evidence and deciding on an action plan or identifying the problem would happen, could happen in 10%, and taking action would take 90%. That is the intention here that we have. That can we, because none of this makes people feel good, because this is repetitive work and it feels like it's not intellectually stimulating enough for you to do it again and again. So nobody is happy about doing it, even though there are people doing it as their only job. Nobody's happy about downloading 15 different Excel sheets, getting it into a place, figuring out what the problem is, identifying the problem, all of those things. They just want to say, okay, let's take a decision and move quickly. The other, from a technology side, was when I was at Google, is when I saw kind of Google fumble the initial AI wave. So they sort of invented the transformers and then sort of went quiet about it. And then ChatGPT came along. So I saw how Google sort of was completely shocked by the fact that OpenAI came along. And to be honest, even though Google had the technology, they didn't have the courage to come out and disrupt their own business with it initially. But I do know that one of the biggest problems that we saw at Google Cloud and in general customers were frustrated about Google was the fact that while they were making products that they could then scale it up across everyone else, they were never good at customization and last mile. It was never Google's forte. So I think my thought was that if we could make the last mile adoption smooth for companies, and also quote unquote be as product productize that process as much as possible, you could build a big business there. Because this is messy, this is difficult, this is hard work. This is typically not something that companies like Google and Amazon or Microsoft want to solve. They build to make standardized products that have $1 billion TAMs at the very minimum, and then just let the ecosystem build it out. Right? They're not here to solve specific problems for each individual customer. They were not very good at it, at least. So I thought that there was a opportunity there. So this combination of the fact that I know the pain myself and I know what the gaps were in the market, that's where we decided to
So
dive
it